welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We have had a great weekend of racing. Unfortunately, some weather problems did create a little bit of difficulty in terms of some surface conditions. Nonetheless, a great weekend's worth of stakes racing action. We're going to give you the entire rundown of the New York bred action at Belmont Park a little later in the program, but we're going to begin at Keeneland, and we'll head back to last Thursday's stakes feature, the Woodford Stakes. The Woodford on the turf, going short for older horses. We'll head down to Kentucky in the Woodford.
And they're off in the Woodford. Rock Chalk comes right out running for the lead. TD Vance has early speed. Hold the Salt up close in third. Ever a Friend down toward the inside. And there goes time after, moving up from a crowd of horses from fourth into second. Rock Chalk on the outside leads it by a head. Time after, moves up to challenge for the lead on the inside. Hold the Salt goes third toward the outside, a length and a half off the lead. TD Vance is fourth between horses. Ever a Friend fifth against the rail as they enter the far turn. Atticus Christie goes sixth on the outside, just over 3 lengths from the front. Warrior Within is seventh. Fort Prado is eighth. Country Manners moves up from ninth on the outside, 7 lengths off the lead. Ray Donald is 10th and last. Opening quarter in 22 seconds. They turn for home. Rock Chalk leading. Hold the Salt. TD Vance is third. Atticus Christie is fourth. Ever a Friend is fifth against the rail. Fort Prado is sixth. He's 5 lengths away. They're moving by the eighth pole. TD Vance and Atticus Christie coming forward. Fort Prado moves behind them. Hold the Salt drops back. Ever a Friend needs room. TD Vance has the lead by 2 lengths now. Atticus Christie, then Fort Prado. TD Vance, Fort Prado diving to the inside. TD Vance, Fort Prado bursting through the inside to win the Woodford for Renee Douglas.
Fort Prado picking up the win, a consistent Midwest turf horse. It was dropped back to a shorter distance here and gets a head victory over the favored TD Vance, who was coming out of a nice sprint win here at Saratoga. Atticus Christie, another turf sprint pro, finishing in the third spot. The winner, Fort Prado, is a gray or roan son of El Prado from Fort Pond by Fortunate Prospect. Bred in Illinois by David Block and owned by Team Block, trained by Chris Block and ridden to victory by Renee Douglas. Fort Prado at the age of 6, picking up the victory in the Woodford at Keeneland in 103-1. We'll head right back to Keeneland now, and the Pin Oak Valley View Stakes on Friday for 3-year-old fillies, 1 1/16 miles on the turf course labeled Good.
And they're off in the Pin Oak Valley View Stakes. Peter Mockenbrook alertly far outside. Super Freaky there toward the inside. Peter Mocken moves quickly to clear the inside traffic as they head for the first turn. Peter Mocken leads it by just a length. Super Freaky goes second down toward the rail. Audacious Chloe up close to the pace and is joined by Beautiful Venue in fourth. Lemon Line is fifth. Bel Air Beauty caught very wide in the 6th position. Lisa M goes 7th. And Long Approach has a ground-saving trip against the rail in 8th around the first turn. Colwood Dancer is 9th. Testama is 10th. Stormy West 11th. Bacata is 12th and last. 23-4 was the time for the opening quarter. Peter Mocken leads Audacious Chloe by nearly 2 lengths onto the backstretch. Beautiful Venue goes third on the outside by a neck. And Super Freaky is 4th down toward the inside. Bel Air Beauty stays toward the far outside in 5th, running 3 lengths off the lead. And then Lemon Lime in between horses in the 6th position. Colwood Dancer 7th. Long Approach toward the rail is 8th, joined there by Lisa M, Testama, Stormy West, Bacata at the back. 48-3 was the time for the half. Peter Mocken leads it by a length. Audacious Chloe inching forward in second, a length and a half. Beautiful Venue goes third up on the outside. And Super Freaky still 4th against the rail. Bel Air Beauty angles wide toward the center of the course in 5th, 5 lengths off the lead. Lemon Lime is 6th. Colwood Dancer 7th. Long Approach 8th against the rail. Lisa M, Testama, Stormy West, and Bacata last. Here comes Audacious Chloe to challenge Peter Mocken for the top spot. A gap of 3 more lengths to Super Freaky. Bel Air Beauty. Long Approach runs toward the rail with Testama. Testama needs more room past the 8th pole. Bel Air Beauty strides forward. Bel Air Beauty, Testama diving toward the inside. Bel Air Beauty, Testama. Peter Mocken still there between those two. Bel Air Beauty with the lead. Stormy West is running late from far back. At the line, Bel Air Beauty takes the Pin Oak Valley View Stakes by 2.5 lengths for Mark Guidry.
Bel Air Beauty and Mark Guidry picking up a 2.5 length 8-1 victory from off the pace, a 5-wide trip to get the win over Bacata with Picataman back in the 3rd spot after showing the way early. The winner, Bel Air Beauty, is a 3-year-old bay filly, a daughter of Smart Strike from Awe That by Boundary, bred in Kentucky by Jamie S. Carrion as trustee and owned by Bruce Lunsford, trained by Frank Brothers and ridden to victory by Mark Guidry. Bel Air Beauty covers the 1 1/16 on the good turf in 144-1. We'll head into the weekend now, and Saturday stakes feature the Lexus Raven Run for 3-year-old fillies going 7 furlongs.
And they're off in the Lexus Raven Run. Seaside Affair and Look Deep and Over the Edge all have speed. Her Majesty is right there. Exciting Justice down toward the inside. Quota moves from the far outside. She's a Little Flirt is also up close in the early going. Exciting Justice has the lead now by just a half length. Her Majesty goes second. She's a Little Flirt is third. Seaside Affair is fourth on the far outside. Over the Edge is fifth between horses. High Cholesterol sixth. Jaboom is seventh. Quota is eighth in the center of the track, just 3 lengths off the lead. Many Sermon is ninth. Swiss Diva is in the 10th position. Look Deep is now 11th on the far outside. West Coast Swing is 12th and moving against the rail, 7 lengths off the lead. And further back, My Fair L is 13th and last. 22-3 was the time for the opening quarter. Exciting Justice leading Her Majesty by a half length. She's a Little Flirt goes third. Seaside Affair is fourth. Jaboom is fifth between horses. High Cholesterol sixth against the rail. Over the Edge goes seventh as they turn for home. Quota is still caught wide in eighth. Then Mini Sermon. West Coast Swing is down toward the rail in ninth. 5 lengths off the lead. Look Deep and Quota swing wide with Mini Sermon toward the far outside. Over the Edge, Her Majesty between horses. Jaboom against the rail is moving by. Exciting Justice. West Coast Swing is coming late. She's third, and Jaboom is moving on past the 8th pole. Mini Sermon, then West Coast Swing over the Edge. Look Deep on the far outside. Deep stretch for Jaboom under jockey Robbie Alvarado to take the Lexus Raven Run. Jaboom wins it by 4 lengths. West Coast Swing was up for second. Mini Sermon was third, and then Look Deep.
Jaboom pulls off a little bit of an upset here at 15.5 to 1 over West Coast Swing, the 2 to 1 choice in the field, with Mini Sermon rallying from well back to finish in the 3rd spot. The winner, Jaboom, making only her 4th career start and coming out of 2 second-place finishes in Allowance Company in her most recent effort since breaking her maiden, gets her first stakes credential in her first stakes try. Jaboom is a 3-year-old gray or roan daughter of Miz and Mast from Palisade by Gone West. Bred in Kentucky by Juddmonte Farm and owned by the breeder, trained by Bobby Frankel and ridden to victory by Robbie Alvarado. Jaboom covers the 7 furlongs on the poly track at Keeneland in 1:22 flat. We'll head back onto the turf course now, and Sunday stakes feature the Rood and Riddle Dowager. Older fillies and mares going 1.5 miles will join the Dowager in progress.
24 and 3/5 seconds was the time for the opening quarter. Barbette puts the half on the board in 49 seconds. She leads Nunnery by 2 lengths. Jade Queen goes third as they head for the second of 3 turns. A gap of 2.5 more lengths back to Espiel in fourth. Arosa is fifth. Monte Crystal sixth on the outside as they move into the turn. And then Indy Trouble, Omea next to last, and Eris Magica is the trailer as they head for the backstretch. Here's Nunnery moving forward along with Jade Queen on the far outside, closing in on Barbette, who still leads it by a half length. Espiel is fourth, 3 lengths off the lead. Arosa right behind her and now changing lanes toward the outside. Monte Crystal, Indy Trouble, Omea, who's running next to last, and Eris Magica is the trailer, 7 lengths from the front, 6 furlongs, 1:14.3. Barbette leading Nunnery by 3 parts of a length. Jade Queen third on the far outside. Then Espiel back toward the rail. Arosa is fifth, 3 lengths off the lead. Indy Trouble goes sixth toward the inside, 4 lengths from the front as they enter the final turn. Monte Crystal, Eris Magica, and Omea is last. Nunnery, Jade Queen far outside. Barbette still there down toward the rail. Espiel is fourth, looking for an open lane toward the inside. Arosa fifth on her outside. They've got a 1/4 mile to come. Gap of 2 more lengths to Monte Crystal, Indy Trouble, Eris Magica, Omea last. Jade Queen goes to the lead off the far turn. Nunnery second, Arosa third. Espiel looks for running room in behind horses. Eris Magica fifth on the grandstand side. Final furlong of the Rood and Riddle Dowager. Arosa and Espiel coming after Jade Queen. Jade Queen chased by Espiel, and Omea from dead last is going to catch them all. Omea for Mark Guidry to take the Rood and Riddle Dowager by a length. Eris Magica up for second, then Jade Queen and Espiel.
Omea picking up a victory. You may remember her. She's been in New York and many other racing venues. She's been around for quite a while, an older mare at the age of 7, getting yet another stakes credential here with an off-the-pace rallying move, circling 8 wide and winning off by a length over Eris Magica and Jade Queen, who settled for third. The winner, Omea, dark bay or brown, 7-year-old mare, a daughter of Milt's Overture from Escandalosa by Litigator, was bred in Chile by the RS de Nico, owned by Augustin Stable and trained by Jonathan Shepard. Ridden to victory by Mark Guidry, Omea covers the 1.5 miles at Keeneland in 2:31 flat. We'll head into the Mid-Atlantic now for a pair of stakes. We'll go to Laurel first for their Saturday stakes feature. This, the Sunny Hine for 3-year-old sprinters.
And they're off in the Sunny Hine Stakes. Southwestern Heat showing that speed from the outside. Emishi Warrior is right there, and Bettabuck followed by Jacob's Run. Now the inside of that is On the Vineyard, and Ravallo now passing Jacob's Run is back to third to last position suddenly. And Heart Throbbing in the back of the pack with Norjack on the far outside. Southwestern Heat now takes him on for the far turn, leading it clear by 3. Emishi Warrior on the Vineyard and Bettabuck comprise the second group of horses, followed by Heart Throbbing and back to Norjack. Another 4 back in Jacob's Run has a lot to do with this point as they move round the far turn with 3 furlongs to go. And Southwestern Heat providing the sizzle up front. 7 lengths clear after a quarter in 21. 4/5 of a second and opening up 8-9 lengths here. It's Bettabuck racing the second spot. Norjack. Now Jacob's Run going to rally on the far outside, but still double digits from the front at the 360. Southwestern Heat 44-3 for the 1/2 mile is now 10 in front. Jacob's Run and Norjack are next, followed by Heart Throbbing, then Bettabuck, and they're all reeling behind Southwestern Heat. Southwestern Heat and Eric Camacho getting a little weary after fast fractions, but a hold well to win by 4 lengths at the finish. Jacob's Run was second, Norjack was third, and Emishi Warrior fourth.
Southwestern Heat, a popular horse, a son of champion sprinting mare Extra Heat. Here gets to the front, as is his best running style, opens up as much as 10, holds on by 3.5 lengths over Jacob's Run, with Norjack back in the third spot with a 5-wide rally. The winner, Southwestern Heat, a 3-year-old chestnut colt, a son of Gone West from Extra Heat by Dixieland Heat, was bred in Kentucky by Classic Star, owned by the South Coast Stable and trained by Tim Saltzman. Ridden to victory by Eric Camacho, Southwestern Heat covers the 6 furlongs in 1:11 flat. We're going to head to Delaware Park for their Saturday stakes feature next. This, the Dover for 2-year-olds.
And they are off. To the outside, Cujo breaks well, goes for that lead without a whole lot of pressure. Caves Valley, after a bit of a tardy beginning, they're rushing up on the outside to challenge. And Caves Valley from the outside engaging Cujo, who's taken in hand by Jeremy Rose, wants to settle into that second spot, leaving Caves Valley on the front end as they make their way around the bend. Caves Valley in front now by 2.5 lengths. Cujo racing second down toward the inside. That's Atoned, Love You in the World, and up on the outside, Surveyor, as they move around the clubhouse turn, opening quarter, and a comfortable for this group 24-3. On the front end, Caves Valley by a length. Cujo right there in second. Atoned toward the inside. Surveyor up there on the outside, and Love You in the World between horses. Those 3 across the track as they move down the Delaware backstretch. On the front end, Caves Valley being nursed along on the front end by Pino. Leads it by about a length. Cujo settling nicely into that second spot. A length and a half further back. Atoned with the inside track. Up on the outside, Surveyor between them, Love You in the World. They've gone the half in a comfortable 48-4 as they make their way to the turn. Caves Valley still leads it by 3 parts. Cujo now stalking. Now it's about 2.5 lengths further back to Atoned, Love You in the World, and on the outside, Surveyor. Those 3 are still across the track with 3/8 to go. Right now it's a 2-horse affair. Caves Valley on the front end. Cujo's trying to cut the margin, but Caves Valley begins to inch away. Cujo's under left-handed pressure, but not responding. 3.5 lengths to Atoned, followed by Love You in the World as they head for home. They've gone the 6 and 12-1, and they've got Caves Valley and Pino to catch. Leads it by 3 lengths now. Cujo's weary from chasing. Atoned rallies on the inside. Love You in the World on the outside, but it's Caves Valley in control now with a 16th to go. Caves Valley, Mario Pino's going to win another. Caves Valley by 5 lengths. Atoned on the inside, getting up for second. Cujo right there in third.
Caves Valley, you may remember him from a maiden win up here at Saratoga. He headed down to the Mid-Atlantic for a second start last time out. Won that one, but only by a nose, and as a result, he was not favored in this field. Atoned, who did run a good second, ended up as the favorite, but Caves Valley, returning to his game front-running style, kicks clear to win by 5 3/4 lengths under Mario Pino, with Atoned running second, Cujo running in the third spot. Caves Valley, now 3 for 3, is a dark bay or brown son of Stephen Got Even from Kamal by Eargun. Bred in Florida by Murray Smith and owned by Harry and Tom Meyerhoff, trained by Michael Trombetta and ridden to victory by Mario Pino. Caves Valley covers the mile and is 16th at Delaware in 1:44 and 4. We'll pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we'll be heading north of the border to Woodbine for a pair of very exciting Grade 1 international level performances on the turf. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. Next, as promised, we're going to head to Woodbine, a pair of outstanding international class Grade 1 races in Canada on Sunday afternoon. And we're going to begin with E.P. Taylor on the turf for fillies and mares.
They're at the post. They're off in the E.P. Taylor Stakes. Sealy Hill broke sharply, as did Four Sins, and Mrs. Lindsay's coming on. And it's Four Sins, and now Essential Edge sweeps up on the outside to take the early lead for John O'Jones. And they head toward the backstretch. Essential Edge, keen out there on the front end, leads it by 2. Four Sins down toward the inside second. Mrs. Lindsay, an unhurried third. The Niagara Queens down toward the hedge in a 4th position. And to the outside, Safari Queen is 5th, back 6 lengths off the lead. A break of 4 to Sealy Hill, then the gray El Runaway. That one is followed by Hostess, and Susie Island has one beaten, that is Baroncella. And loose on the lead is Essential Edge. The opening quarter was in 24 and 2. The half in 47 and 3. And Essential Edge is going to play Catch Me If You Can. Mick Canaan has Four Sins poised in 2nd position. Mrs. Lindsay still reserved in 3rd, back 3.5 lengths off the lead. The Niagara Queen is 4th. Safari Queen is losing lengths in 5th, back about 10 lengths off the lead. Sealy Hill comes on the outside. Then we have El Runaway, and they head over to 3/8. Essential Edge still there by 2. Four Sins in 2nd position. Mrs. Lindsay's yet to be asked in 3rd. The Niagara Queen is 4th, a Triple Tiara winner. Sealy Hill is 5th, 5 lengths off the lead, and they're a quarter of a mile out. And Jones sets down Essential Edge. Here comes Mrs. Lindsay, asked for her best, and here comes Sealy Hill. Sealy Hill with an explosive kick comes on to take the lead. It's the Triple Tiara winner at the 16th pole. On the inside, Mrs. Lindsay is fighting on bravely. Mrs. Lindsay caught Sealy Hill in the shadow of the wire to win the E.P. Taylor Stakes, and Baroncella was 3rd.
Mrs. Lindsay, most recently the winner of the Prix Vermeil, and she did defeat Passage of Time that afternoon. That one is likely to come back and take a fair amount of money in the wagering in the Breeders' Cup Filly or Mare Turf. Mrs. Lindsay here winning by a half a length in game fashion over Sealy Hill, who had taken the lead mid-stretch and looked like she might have this one won. Baroncella rallies from off the pace to complete the top 3. The winner, Mrs. Lindsay, is a chestnut filly, a daughter of theatrical, from Vole Vole Mon Amour by Woodman. She was bred in Pennsylvania by the Dairy Meeting Farm and is owned by Mrs. Bettina Jenny. Trained by Francois Rojo and Oh, and ridden to victory by Johnny Murtaugh, who was in for the ride on this one, and another couple of horses during the course of the day on an international afternoon at Woodbine. Mrs. Lindsay covers the 1.25 miles on the Woodbine turf course in new course record time, 2 minutes and 3/5 seconds. We're going to head right back to Woodbine now, and the Canadian International, the Pattison Canadian International, $2 million, Grade 1 Canadian race, and has really developed into a very important race, unfortunately competing with the Breeders' Cup turf, in fact drawing a number of horses who were considered candidates, also a tremendous international cast as well. We'll head back to Woodbine and the Pattison Canadian International.
They're at the post. They're off in the Pattison Canadian International, and Sun River broke like a bullet for Garrett Gomez. Sun River immediately goes to the front. Cloudy's Night to attend the pace. Windward Islands is right there in the early going, as is Marshside, a little surprising. And it's Marshside and Emma Jane Wilson to take the early lead. Sun River to track from second position. Windward Islands and Cloudy's Night is to the outside as they make their way up to the backstretch. And it's Marshside on the early lead. Sun River camped at Marshside's flank. Cloudy's Night is to the inside, third, and Windward Islands up close early. Linda's Lad is between horses. Then the French colt Irish Wells, who's on the outside and just 4 lengths off the lead. Back behind horses is Oracle West in the green. Then Stream of Gold. Ask is Queer of Trouble on the outside and back about 7 lengths off the lead. Then Sky Conqueror. Quijano is on hold at the back of the pack and trailing this field along the backstretch, Honolulu. The opening quarter was in 25 seconds. The half in 50 4/5. And Marshside is hounded by Sun River along the backstretch. 3/4 in 1:15 3. And it's Marshside taking this international field to the last turn. Sun River is second. Down on the inside is Windward Islands. Linda's Lad is in amongst horses. Cloudy's Night is on the outside and 2.5 lengths off the lead. Oracle West also drafts in behind horses. Irish Wells out there 3 wide and 4 lengths from the front. Then Stream of Gold. Ask still has 8 to come. Sky Conqueror is going to need some running room. Then Stream of Gold in Honolulu, and they come over to the top of the lane in the Pattison Canadian International. Sun River and Marshside now. They duke it out as they turn for home. Cloudy's Night is angled to the outside, and they're bumper to bumper with 3/16 to go. Sun River, Cloudy's Night, Ask is being asked on the outside, and here comes Germany's Quijano on the far outside. And it's Cloudy's Night, a short lead. Ask surging on the outside. Cloudy's Night and Ask down to the line. Cloudy's Night and Ask in a dramatic photo finish in the Pattison Canadian International.
Cloudy's Night, one of the local heroes, getting the win here and overlooked in the betting. He paid over $38 for the victory off of a win right here at Woodbine. The betting public obviously did like the international cast with horses like Ask, Quijano, Stream of Gold, and Oracle West all taking a bit of money. But in the end, it was Cloudy's Night getting his nose down on the wire in front of Ask, who ran a big, big race with the German import Quijano, completing the order of the top 3. Cloudy's Night is a chestnut gelding, a son of Lord Avey from Cloudy Spot by Solar City, bred in Kentucky by Gerald Schwartz and owned by the S.J. Stables Limited. The 7-year-old gelding is trained by Frank Kirby and ridden to victory by Ramsey Zimmerman. Cloudy's Night covers the 1.5 miles on the Woodbine turf in 2:27 3. We'll head to the West Coast now, and a trio of stakes races from the weekend at the Oak Tree at Santa Anita Meet. We'll go back to last Saturday in the running of the Pine Tree Lane for 3 and up fillies and mares, sprinting 6.5.
Oh, way to go. France 2 was off a little slow. Selvatica bounced out the gate, and Selvatica goes straight to the lead. Bully Bones along the inside, on the far side down the dusty road. Ashley's Kitty in the black are close up fourth, then 3 back to France 2, and the very thought of you is last, 6 off the leaders. They run to the half-mile pole now, and Selvatica along the inside and down the dusty road, lead at a length and a half to Bully Bones. Ashley's Kitty in the black colours are joined third, then two back to the grey. Fonster in the fifth position. The Very Thought of You is still 6 off the leaders. Into the turn they go, and Selvatica in front by 3 parts of a length to down the dusty road. Bully Bones down at the rail. Ashley's Kitty in the black colours, only 2 off them. Fonster running on, and now here comes the Very Thought of You on the outside. And the Very Thought of You's caught wide, but making good progress. The Very Thought of You up to third and coming to challenge. Top of the lane, and the Very Thought of You takes on Selvatica. Selvatica tries to find more. Ashley's Kitty down at the rail. Past the 8th pole, the Very Thought of You from last to first, but it's not over yet. Ashley's Kitty's taking her on at the rail. The Very Thought of You, Ashley's Kitty, but the Very Thought of You keeps on finding a huge performance. The Very Thought of You wins it well. Ashley's Kitty was second. Selvatica takes third.
The Very Thought of You picking up the victory here from well off the pace. In fact, rallying quite nicely on this cushion track surface at Santa Anita to win by 2 as the favorite over Ashley's Kitty. Selvatica back in the 3rd spot after setting a rather pressured pace in the early going. The winner, The Very Thought of You, is a bay filly, a daughter of Unbridled Song from Stormy But Valid by Valid Appeal. Bred in Kentucky by Mace and Samantha Siegel and owned by the Siegels JMS Stable, trained by Ron Ellis and ridden to victory by Joe Talamo. The Very Thought of You covers the 6.5 furlongs on the Santa Anita cushion track in 1:14 flat. Next up, 2-year-old fillies going short in the Nokia Saturday afternoon for $75,000.
And away they go. Highland Torii was off awkwardly. Quickest into stride is Princess Tracy. Respect the officer from the outside gate. Here's Checkers down at the rail coming to join them. Champagne Eyes very fast in the red cap. Alongside of that, Foxy Dancer, and behind them is Spring Awakening. Those 6 tightly grouped. Then there's a gap of 4 lengths back to Golden Doc A, who's racing back third last. And at the back is Runaway Wagon and Highland Torii. Into the turn they go now, and Checkers goes on with it, leads it by a length. In the 2nd spot is Princess Tracy, Spring Awakening on the far side. Those 3 now joining one another as they come to the quarter pole. On the far side is Respect the Officer in 4th. Down at the rail we have Foxy Dancer. Champagne Eyes has dropped back 6 on the outside. Here's Golden Doc A with a run. Golden Doc A hooked 6 wide but running on. Heads a turn for home, Spring Awakening. Golden Doc A down the centre, coming home gamely as well. Foxy Dancer is in with a shot. Down the centre, Golden Doc A, Foxy Dancer in the red. These 2 now coming to dispute it. Foxy Dancer, Golden Doc A on the outside, going to hit it together. Golden Doc A, Foxy Dancer, Golden Doc A is running ahead to Foxy Dancer. Spring Awakening was 3rd, and Champagne Eyes came on 4th.
Golden Doc A winning this one by a neck, again from off the pace on that cushion track surface, with Foxy Dancer and neck back in 2nd. Length and a quarter back to Spring Awakening, who ran well, making perhaps a little bit of a premature bid as the odds-on favorite. The winner, Golden Doc A, is a chestnut 2-year-old daughter of Unusual Heat from Pentpont by Crested Wave, bred in California by David Abrams, owned by Barry Abrams, David and Dylan and M. Auerbach, trained by Barry Abrams and ridden to victory by Victor Espinoza. Golden Doc A covers the 6 furlongs in 1:08 and 3. We'll head back to Santa Anita and Sunday Stakes feature that to Jack Goodman, also for 2-year-olds this time. Colts and Geldings going short.
And away they go to a perfect start. Whatever, whenever from the inside gate. Gone Grand in the green is very quick as well. Wise Mandate coming through 3rd. DW's in 4th. Remember Buffy on the far side, 4 off them. Then comes Guns on the Table, who's racing back 6, a good 6 lengths off the leaders. Another 6 back to Cut, and Drew the Gentleman last of a strung-out field. They have a half-mile to go. Whatever, whenever at the rail, and Gone Grand. They couldn't be going any quicker. 3 lengths further back to Wise Mandate. DW's down at the rail. Then Remember Buffy. Guns on the Table are starting to close in now. 5 off the leaders. Then 10 back to Cut and Drew the Gentleman. They come into the top of the lane now, whatever, whenever, but now here's Wise Mandate. Remember Buffy on the outside, Guns on the Table is going to need somewhere to run. Those first two went so fast early they can find no more. Wise Mandate goes on, Remember Buffy, Guns on the Table coming between horses. Homeward bound now, and Wise Mandate hanging on to the lead. Remember Buffy, Guns on the Table, but Wise Mandate weary but going all the way, and Wise Mandate and Corrie Nakatani have won the Jack Goodman. Guns on the Table second. Remember Buffy was third, and DW finished fourth.
Wise Mandate, yet another son of Perfect Mandate. I don't know how many foals he's got on the ground, but I know it's not all that many. But they have done extremely well. This one winning at a very big price, our $75 Mutual on top with a length and 3/4 victory over Guns on the Table, the favorite in the field of 8, with Remember Buffy back in the third spot while racing wide into the stretch. Wise Mandate is a 2-year-old bay colt, a son of Perfect Mandate from Baroness V. Ullman by Bold Badgett, bred in California by the SLU Incorporated, owned by Archer Racing, trained by Mel Studi and ridden to victory by Corrie Nakatani. Wise Mandate covers the 6 furlongs in 108 and 2. We'll pause now for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be heading back to Belmont and wrapping up the Belmont Fall Meeting. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to head to Belmont Park for Saturday's New York Showcase Day, highlighting great New York bred racing action throughout the course of the entire day, featuring a number of stakes races, kicking things off the Maid of the Mist for 2-year-old New York bred fillies.
And they're off. Honky Tonk Trick, and there goes Expect the End and Merryweather Jessica. On the outside, Anita Rosita. Up the backstretch, and it's Expect the End out for the lead. On the far outside, Honky Tonk Trick right up there. And Anita Rosita's in the early mix. And yet again is there too. And Merryweather Jessica on the fence and close to the pace and 5th. Then Sibley, followed closely by Beam of Love. A very tight pack through the opening quarter mile of 23 3/5 seconds. So it's Expect the End the leader by a half a length. On her outside, it's yet again, and on her inside, it's Merryweather Jessica now. Honky Tonk Trick will be 4 or 5 wide going into that far turn. Then down toward the inside is Beam of Love. In between horses, Sibley, and it's a little tight there for Anita Rosita. Around the far turn, the half in 47 2/5 seconds. Expect the End and Merryweather Jessica. Expect the End by a half length. Merryweather Jessica second. Here's Sibley now advancing to third on the outside. And then it's yet again who's now back in 4th. Beam of Love is 5th and moving through an opening toward the inside. Now angled to the outside as the field turns for home. Expect the End, Merryweather Jessica and Sibley. And Expect the End pulls away to lead by 2 at the top of the stretch. Merryweather Jessica is now 3 lengths behind in second, followed by Sibley and Beam of Love, and they're coming down to the finish. And Expect the End will stroll home to win the Maid of the Mist by 5.5 lengths. Merryweather Jessica was second by another 4. Sibley was third.
Expect the End, a claim earlier this year by Rick Dutrow, has turned out to be a very, very good one. She finished second in an open company stake, is thus far undefeated in New York bred company. winning this one by 5 3/4 lengths after contesting the early pace. She did have to do a little bit of battle with some early speed in here, including Meriwether Jessica, who did end up running a good second, as the favorite with Sibley back in the 3rd spot. The winner, Expect the End, a dark bay or brown filly, a daughter of Precise End from Expect a While by Valid Expectations. Bred in New York by the Says Who Thoroughbreds, owned by IEAH Stable, Sanford Goldfarb, Michael Dubb, and the Cast of Characters Stable. Trained by Rick Dutrow and ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano. Expect the End covers the mile at Belmont in 1:38 flat. We'll head right back to New York Bred Showcase Day and the running on Saturday afternoon of the Sleepy Hollow for 2-year-old New York bred colts and geldings.
And they're off. A very awkward start there from the rail for Be Bullish. On the far outside, Big Truck comes out running for that lead. Be Bullish is up once again from the inside now, up to grab the lead. It's Be Bullish off last, but now first. And then Giant Moon is up there with the leaders. Big Truck, the big favorites on the outside. Just in behind that group, Coastal Drive runs in 4th. Dazzling Derrick is 5th, followed by Gone by Sunrise 6th. And the early trailer is Another Gulch. The leader is Be Bullish. Giant Moon prompting the pace just off his flank. On the far outside, Big Truck in the clear and running along in hand, while 3rd. Coastal Drive is 4th after a quarter in 23 1/5 seconds into the far turn. Be Bullish, Big Truck, and Giant Moon now ask for a bit more as they hit the half-mile pole. Those 3 are inseparable. A break of 3, Coastal Drive now back 4th. Dazzling Derrick all out and 5th. And the other 2 way behind there, Another Gulch and Gone by Sunrise. 3 furlongs from the line. Big Truck and Giant Moon now going at it head-to-head. Nothing left there for Be Bullish, who tails off back in the 3rd. Big Truck hand ride. Giant Moon fully extended under the whip and very game as the field turns for home. Big Truck, Giant Moon, they're still going at each other head-to-head for the lead. And Coastal Drive is 3rd. Big Truck's in deep water. He's got a very stubborn foe in Giant Moon. Giant Moon and Big Truck, those 2 down to the line. And a late run is coming from Long Shot Coastal Drive. It's Giant Moon on the rail, Coastal Drive on the outside, Big Truck between them. Here's the wire. It's a photo finish between Giant Moon, the late running Coastal Drive, and Big Truck at odds on finishes 3rd.
Giant Moon, who had a very game victory in his career debut, fought off rivals very effectively that day. Kind of had the same type of trip here. The biggest lead he ever had was half a length. He fought every step of the way to pick up the win here from the late driving Coastal Drive, with the heretofore undefeated Big Truck finishing in the 3rd spot. The winner, Giant Moon, now 2 for 2, a bay son of Giant's Causeway out of Moonlight and Beauty by Capote. Bred in New York by Albert Freed Jr. and owned by the breeder, trained by Rick Schosberg and ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo. Giant Moon covers the mile of the Sleepy Hollow in 1:38 2. Right back to Showcase Day, right back to more New York bred stakes action. We're going to take a look next at older fillies and mares sprinting in the Iroquois.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Caracorm Starlet out for the lead. And Light Tactic now over to the rail, runs in 2nd. Ice Cool Kitty asks for a lot in the early stages here, but no better than 3rd. Skacky comes on through, and then it's Stolen Star who's in traffic, had to check Stolen Star. Mama Teresa now runs in 6th. Sunset Cocktail is 7th. Precise Lady is 8th. Duchess of Rokeby 9th on the outside. Artistic Express trails the field, racing into the far turn. Caracorm Scarlet, Scat Key, and Ice Cool Kitty across the track. There's Stolen Star up now 4th on the outside. Light Tactic is 5th on the rail. Mama Teresa commencing a bit on the outside, and she's now 6th and moving, and 2.5 lengths back. On the outside, Duchess of Rokeby, and at the rail, Sunset Cocktail, Precise Lady at the back of the pack, and Artistic Express. It's Caracorm Starlet, the leader, coming to the top of the stretch. On the far outside, Mama Teresa makes a run up now. 2nd on the far outside. Skacky is 3rd. Like Tactic down toward the rail. Ice Cool Kitty's in between horses. On the far outside, it's Stolen Star. Caracorm Starlet and Mama Teresa. Those 2 coming down into the final furlong together now. And it is Mama Teresa on narrow lead. Caracorm Scarlet comes right back at her. Caracorm Scarlet, Mama Teresa, those 2 on the line. And it is Caracorm Scarlet The upset winner, another long shot as well. Mama Teresa was there second. Farther back, close for third there, Ice Cold Kitty, Stolen Star.
Karakoram Starlet, who was an open company winner and a very effective filly when she gets to the lead, particularly under Garrett Gomez, gets to the front, never looks back, surges to a neck victory, holding Mama Teresa, who made a big bid at bay by that neck margin. It was a couple of lengths back. It was 6+ lengths back to Ice Cool Kitty, who completes the top 3 with a third-place finish as the favorite in the field of 10. The winner, Karakoram Starlet, a chestnut filly, a daughter of Skipaway from Amaryllis by Cormorant. Bred in New York by the Jim Jam Thoroughbreds and Marvin Little Jr., owned by Karakoram Farm, trained by Jeff Odens, who has done a wonderful job with this filly. Ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez, Karakoram Starlet covers the 7 furlongs of the Iroquois at Belmont in 124 flat. Next up, we'll take a look at the Office Miss Stakes. This a late edition and overnight stakes for New York breds, 3-year-old fillies going a mile on the turf.
And they're off. Karakoram Electra. There goes Tishmeister and Acquired Cat. Tishmeister and Acquired Cat head-to-head for the lead. They're going to be joined on the outside by Cagey Girls in their early mix, running third. Karakoram Electra reined in to run over toward the inside in 4th position. Jesse's Justice well out into the course is now 5th. On her inside, Western Sweep. Western Sweep now runs along in 5th position. Jesse's Justice is 6th, and Nedjman is 7th, and Cute Cognac is 8th. Then farther back in the field, it's My Kitty, who's 9th toward the inside, followed by Becky's Flute, Visual Candy, and Them Their Eyes. And it's Tishmeister on an uncontested lead here, 1/4 and 24 seconds flat over the soft going. Tishmeister lets it out a notch to lead by 2. Acquired Cat continues in 2nd. Karakoram Electra is in between horses, and Western Sweep holds a spot on the hedge. On the far outside, 4 wide Cagey Girl now beginning to make a move as they round the far turn. Jesse's Justice and Cute Cognac, they're only about 5 from the front. And up front, it's still Tishmeister, whose half-mile mark was 48-4. Acquired Cat 2nd. Western Sweep looms just in behind the lead in 3rd. Cagey Girl is 4th. Then Karakoram Electra down toward the inside. Cute Cognac in behind a wall of horses. Nedjma cuts the corner with a nifty move there. Them Their Eyes on the far outside. Top of the stretch. It is still Tishmeister. Here's Western Sweep now, and Western Sweep is up to grab that lead just outside the 8th pole. And here comes Cute Cognac. They're coming down to the finish. Cute Cognac comes charging on through to take the lead as they come down to the line. Cute Cognac wins it by 2. Them Their Eyes was 2nd, Western Sweep was 3rd, and My Kitty was 4th.
Well, we had some local connections with a couple of these horses, including Karakoram Starlet, and now as well with Cute Cognac, who picks up the victory by 2 lengths. Very nice filly going middle distances on the turf. Has been developed very patiently by trainer Barkley Tagg for local connections in the Parting Glass stable. She picks up the victory at the expense of Them Their Eyes, who rallied strongly at 26-1, and Western Sweep, who sat just off the pace, made a little bit of a middle move and faded a bit to finish 3rd. The winner, Cute Cognac, a bay filly, a 3-year-old daughter of Hennessy from Adorable Minister by Deputy Minister, was bred in New York by Mia Gallo and Deborah Petrosak. Owned by the Parting Glass stable and trained by Barkley Tagg, ridden to victory by Ibar Koa, Cute Cognac covers the mile on the soft turf in 139-3. We'll head next back to New York Bred Company on Showcase Day. Fillies and mares in the Ticonderoga on the turf. $150,000, 9 furlongs for older fillies and mares.
And they're off. From the rail, it's Miss Blarney Stone out for that early lead. Factual Contender will be forwardly placed. Half Heaven gets caught a little wide going into that turn. So Miss Blarney Stone is the leader. Half Heaven on the outside. Factual Contender tucks in neatly to get a cozy spot early on, running in 3rd position. Latitude 40 is 4th and Rewrite is 5th. On the outside, Barring Base moves up now eagerly from 6th position. Lawrence Tizzy, the gray, well held 7th toward the rail. Jure is 8th, about 6 lengths from an easy pace here. At the back of the pack are Follow My Dreams and Homerette. 25-2 was the opening quarter. Down the back stretch run. And the long shot leader is Miss Blarney Stone. Half Heaven sitting Chili Wow second. Boring Base has advanced into third position. Factual Contender continues in a good position, while fourth with 5 furlongs to go. The opening half mile was a sensible 51 1/5 seconds over the off-going here. Lawrence Tizzy the Gray is now fifth toward the rail. Latitude 40s alongside her. Juray is now in seventh, about 7 lengths from the lead. Rewrites at the back of the pack with less than a half mile to go. And then it's Follow My Dreams on the outside. And Homerette. They're on the far turn. And the leader is Half Heaven now with 3 furlongs to go. Boring Base is in an all-out drive, running in second. The early leader, Miss Blarney Stone, is back to third. Factual Contender, there goes Latitude 40. On the far outside, Rewrite has gotten within 5 lengths of the lead now. They turn for home. Half Heaven and Latitude 40. Factual Contender in behind them, in tight, and running third. Rewrite continues to close on the far outside. A sustained rally for Rewrite. Factual Contender's got running room now. In between those two, Latitude 40. Rewrite, Latitude 40, and Factual Contender down to the wire now. Rewrite short lead. Rewrite holds on and won it by a neck. Close for second. Factual Contender or Latitude 40. Juray was fourth.
Rewrite picking up the victory. And these fillies have been duking it out all throughout the course of the year. Rewrite, Factual Contender, and Latitude 40 running the top 3 in here, as well as a number of fillies that they've faced on the turf, including Half Heaven and J-Ray, who did finish off the board. But just like the Colts and Geldings in the older filly and mare division on the turf, these horses duke it out throughout the season, and here it comes down to Rewrite by a neck over Factual Contender. It was only a head back to Latitude 40. The winner, Rewrite, is a chestnut filly, a daughter of Editor's Note from Fickle Friends by Demons Be Gone, bred in New York by the Amherst Stable Limited and owned by the breeder. Trained by Chris Clement and ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez, Rewrite covers the 9 furlongs again on that soft turf in 153 and 2. We'll leave the turf course behind for now, and we will head on to the main track for older New York bred sprinters in the Hudson Handicap.
And they're off. Good start for Storm and Normandy on the inside. Introspect is also up close early on. Long Lost Pal. Also with the early mix is I'm a Numbers Guy and Posted far outside. Storm and Normandy races clear to lead by 2. On the far outside, Posted now, runs in second. Introspect on the inside. I'm a Numbers Guy is fourth by 2. Monster Drive now fifth toward the inside. Alongside that one, it's Golden Roses running in sixth, followed by Ferocious Fire seventh. At the back of the pack, Executive Search and Long Lost Pal. Storm and Normandy through a quarter in 22 seconds flat. A punishing opening quarter here for the front runners. Storm and Normandy coming to the top of the stretch, clear by 2. I'm a Numbers Guy on the fence and running in second. Through on the inside comes Monster Drive from third. On the far outside, Ferocious Fire's fourth. Top of the stretch, Storm and Normandy. The half was 45 seconds flat. I'm a Numbers Guy driving through on the inside. Ferocious Fires, Golden Roses, Executive Search, late run far outside. It's still Storm and Normandy holding on to that lead. Ferocious Fires was steadied in behind Storm and Normandy as he wandered outside, but Storm and Normandy holds on. Ferocious Fires had to alter course a bit there late, finishing second in that photo, and I'm a Numbers Guy was third.
Storm and Normandy's going to cross the line first, a neck in front of Ferocious Fires, but there's going to be a disqualification as Storm and Normandy disqualified from first to second place for causing interference in the stretch when he drifted out badly through the running of the stretch into the path of Ferocious Fires. Ferocious Fires gets the official victory here under Ramon Dominguez. Storm and Normandy placed second. The winner, Ferocious Fires, is a chestnut colt, the son of Light the Fuse from Flag on the Gate by Key to the Flag, bred in New York by Sanford Goldfarb, owned by Sanford Goldfarb, Ira Davis, and William Vidro, trained by Anthony Dutrow, and ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Ferocious Fires covers the 6 furlongs in 109 and 2. We'll head back onto the turf course now for the running of the Mohawk Handicap for older New York breds on the grass.
And they're off. Red Zipper bestowed and Gimme Credit. Just to their inside, it's Jurors. They hit the first turn, and Red Zipper will be the leader. Bestowed second, Gimme Credit on the outside, runs in third. A good spot early for Juror, who's fourth. Pop Pada in behind horses and well held while fifth. On the outside, Dave races 6th early on. Van Rock is 7th, about a half dozen lengths from the lead. Spurred is under a tight hold. And the last of them all is Alba Shah as they make that turn into the backstretch run. It's Red Zipper and Bestowed through an opening quarter in the off-going air in 25 and 4/5 seconds. Just in behind the gray is Juror. Give me credits alongside him. Papa Da still under stout restraint. Also well held is Dave, about 5 or 6 from the front. Then it's Spurred, Van Rock, and Alba Shah. Down the backstretch run, Red Zipper still in control with 5 furlongs remaining. The opening half mile, very sensible here, 51 and 4/5 seconds. Bestowed continues to sit chilly just off the flank of the front runner. There's room at the inside for Papa Da. In between horses, Juror is now running in 4th position. And Spurred is making a 4-wide move just as they move into the far turn. There goes Spurred from 4th and 3rd and now moving after the lead. A very decisive run for Spurred on the far turn. Red Zipper and Bestowed continue to battle on. Papa Da toward the inside, then Gimme Credit and Juror. Coming to the top of the stretch, it's still Red Zipper as they turn for home. Red Zipper the leader 3/4 of a length. Spurred on the outside, charging hard, takes a run at that lead with 1 furlong to go. Bestowed is 3rd. Alba Shah and Gimme Credit both closing hard. It's Spurred in front. Here's Alba Shah on the far outside. Spurred and Alba Shah, and it is Alba Shah who won it by 3/4 of a length. Spurred was 2nd, Gimme Credit, and Red Zipper.
It's a 3-year-old actually pulling off a little bit of an upset here over a very good group of dependable older horses as Alba Shah picks up the win by a half a length from off the pace with a 4-wide move over Spurred, who also moved very wide on the turn into contention. Gimme Credit, one of the more dependable older New York bred turfers, sticks around for the 3rd spot. The winner, Alba Shah, a Grayer Roan colt, a son of Algebra, from Spectacular Crystal by Spectacular Bid, bred in New York by Patricia Stikowski Purdy and owned by the Benbridge Farm, trained by Angel Penna Jr. and ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano. Alba Shah covers the 9 furlongs on the Belmont turf in 1:53 and 3. Head right back to the main track now in the running on Saturday afternoon of the Empire Classic. $250,000 on offer for New York breds going 9 furlongs. Let's head back to Belmont and the Empire Classic.
And they're off. And Indian Hawk leaped up right at the start. He missed the break, but he's come on quickly. Here's Stormboot Gold and Run Red Run. And Indian Hawk, he's very pumped up now on the outside. Crossing over onto the main track now, and it's Run Red Run, short lead. Stormboot Gold on the inside. Indian Hawk on the outside, 3rd by 3. Who What Win is 4th. Dr. V's Magic is 5th by 5. Building New Era runs in 6th. At the back of the pack early on, Lord Langford, French Transition, and Naughty New Yorker. Up the backstretch, the opening quarter was 23 and 4/5 seconds. Stormboot Gold leads here by 3/4 of a length. Right alongside, Run Red Run, 2nd by 2. Indian Hawk now has settled down into an easy beat, running in 3rd position. Who What When 4th on the rail. Dr. V's Magic is 5th with 5 furlongs to go. That half-mile mark was 47 and 1/5 seconds. Lord Langford is running 6th on the inside. Naughty New Yorker is 7th, about 7 lengths from the lead with the half-mile remaining. A break of another 4 to Building New Era and French Transition. And they round the far turn here in the Empire Classic. It's Stormboot Gold with the narrow lead. Run Red Run is right there. Indian Hawk is now in a full-out drive on the outside 3rd. Who What Win looms just in behind the lead. Ready to roll is Who What Win. Dr. V's Magic is also a threat. Naughty New Yorkers 5 from the front. The field turns for home. Run Red Run runs to the lead. Run Red Run in front. Who What Win splits horses. Now 2nd. Dr. V's Magic charging hard. Here's Dr. V's Magic up for the lead at the 8th pole. Dr. V's Magic in front. Run Red Run. Who What Win. Naughty New Yorker 4th. Down to the final 16th. And it is Dr. V's Magic. Who What Win another try, but Dr. V's Magic has pulled off a 15-1 upset to win it here. Beating Who What Win by a head on the line, farther back Naughty New Yorker and Run Red Run.
Dr. V's Magic, again, pulling off a little bit of an upset in here, a 3-year-old winning by a half length, and the second consecutive upset victory for trainer Dominic Galuccio in this stakes race. Very impressive performance last year by Organizer, and this year it was Dr. V's Magic, turning the tables on some of his elders here, beating down Who What Win in the final strides. It was a couple lengths back to Run Red Run in the third spot. The winner, Dr. V's Magic, a bay colt, a 3-year-old son of Raffy's Majesty from Treasure Always by Summer Squall, was bred in New York by Majesty Stud and is owned by the breeder, trained by Dominic Galuccio. Ridden to victory by Kent DeSormo. Dr. V's Magic covers the 9 furlongs of the Empire Classic in 1:48 and 3. That'll wrap up the Belmont card for the year. It'll also wrap up this program. We've had a great program of New York breds over the course of the year. We've still got more to come, but of course, the New York Bred Showcase is often considered kind of the end of the season in terms of determining awards and so forth. And we've seen a lot of great racing action within the New York Bred program. Thank you again for joining us for this edition of Horses and Courses. We hope you've enjoyed the program and will be able to join us next week. Of course, the Breeders' Cup edition of Horses and Courses next week will be filled with terrific international caliber racing, and we do hope you'll be able to make it back for that program. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.